Love you. Welcome in. One drop. Lovely creature. What's up? What's going on? And we are starting. Welcome to the live stream replay. We're going to do some live deck techs. Look at stuff you're working on. Okay, we're up. What's up? Yeah, so if you're watching the replay, you might want to fast forward 2 minutes as the decks start to come in. And we're also going to do this on Facebook and the Facebook groups. What's up, Magic for Good? Again, we're back doing some deck techs. Let's work on some Magic strategy. Maybe turn this into a daily thing. If you've got a list you're working on, post it below. Doing a double stream here. Excuse me. To the Facebook group. Jeez. Magic for Good. If you're not in the Facebook group, join it. If you're not in the YouTube, join there. We are going to be going over deck submissions on stream. And then I also want to show you what I'm working on as we wait for lists to come in. Check this out. Okay, reverse. What's up, everyone? So I'm working on this Fevered Delver deck. This is going to be my deck that I'm going to start playing with on Sunday, if not Saturday. And I'm going to try doing live stream everything. Play my one match a day on live stream, and then it turns into a recording. Come on and focus here. So my thinking behind Fevered Visions is interesting. I've got a new mouse or a new thing that sucks. I'm going to go get my trackpad, maybe? Well, we'll just do that on the next one. So Fevered Visions is a good burn card. It's like Seismic, or it's like Sulfuric Vortex. It does 2 damage to the opponent each turn. It also draws you cards if you have burn. So I'm thinking about this deck where you use Goblin Guide, you try to give them cards in hand, you use Delver of Secrets or Monastery Swift Spear, you Vapor Snag them, you remand them, you've got your Lava Spikes, and you've got Snapcaster Lightning Bolt. Super aggro blue-red, you try to get Fevered Visions down and burn them out. So what's up, everyone? Weekly schedule. If you're in the Magic for Good group, post your list, and we will work on it. If you're on YouTube, we're going to do this live here. Magic for Good live. What's going on? Leave your comment. Tibu in the house. Andrea Biaggi. Come stai, mi amico? Again, if you're not in the YouTube, if you're not on Facebook, get in there. YouTube. We got Corey Skinnin. What's going on? Post your list, people. Let's get this started. Post your list. Let's get them cost sorted, ideally, but let's make it happen. Excuse me for a moment as I pull out my mouse. Find my mouse. I have a mouse. I should have planned this slightly better. Yeah, yo, post your list. We're gonna deck tech it live. Experimental stream. Interesting. The fuck is my mouse at? Excuse my cursing, but found it. We got it, people. Check it out. Yo, Magic for Good, love you. Post your list. Let's do some deck techs. I got 20, 30 minutes, and we will try to give you some good feedback. In the meantime, I'm working on this thing. Fevered Visions, Goblin Guide, Remand, Snapcaster Mage, Super Aggro. Check it out. I'm missing Remands, or I'm missing Gataxian Probe, Mountain, Steam Vents, Wooded Foothills, because I gave that deck away. Remember when I said I was going to give a deck away? That actually happened, and I lost some cards over it, so that's pretty cool. Got the chat. Corey, do you have a deck list? Crystal, who sold smoke with the black-red vampires? I don't know what that means. Anyone have a list? You want feedback? Now's the best time to get it. I generally don't respond to every message because there's just too many of them to do that. But on live stream, I'll do that right now, and we'll go over it. Sorry I don't have more crazy energy. I'd say I've got pretty good energy right now. It's a bit of a cold day, and I've got some other exciting, really exciting stuff going on that I can't necessarily talk about, actually. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the Delvers. I think they're not that good here. Oops, we definitely want the Vapor Snags. Fever Dreams has some potential in Modern. Yeah, Manly Man 8612, what's going on? This is for me to make some edits, but this stream is to answer your questions live right now. If you have a deck, if you have a question, if you have something, you want to get some critical feedback, post your list in the comments, post a link in the comments, we'll go over it. Hopefully Modern gets some diversity. Modern is quite diverse, if you mean as far as, I mean, this is an interesting comment. Hopefully Modern gets some diversity. My feeling on this is you can play whatever you want. I don't care so much if everyone else plays the same thing, but it really is pretty open to, at least it is compared to a few weeks ago or last month when Eldrazi was overrunning everything. February, March 2016. So we need Gitaxian probes. I'd like to have some more removal. As for sideboarding, I like Boomerang. Does anyone have a list? Who's got a list they want to get feedback on? Post it. This is the one time to do it. There's Boomerang. Let's move this to the board. I don't respond to every message, but I'll do it on stream right now. Forgot about the Eldrazi decks. No worries. I mean, last month it was definitely really unhealthy, really unhealthy. But now things are quite a bit more fair. So what else do we want here as one drops? Ooh, actually, how about Grim Lavamancer? Grim Lavamancer sounds kind of sweet. Anyone, I know some of y'all, what's up, people? What's up, Magic for Good? I know some of you have deck lists, and you'd like to get help on them. Well, now is the perfect time. Now's the perfect time. So, do we actually want that many Gitaxian probes? Probably not. It's a lot of pain. Manly Man 8612 says, thanks for responding. Manly Man, you are a manly man. You're so manly, bro. Extremely manly. Corey. 8 minutes in, no deck list. This is kind of shocking. Is it voyeurism? Entertainment? I know someone out there wants feedback. Someone wants to get better. Someone's got a deck list. Someone wants to improve. Someone sees this as an opportunity to get some professional investment on your project. Someone's putting their list together right now. Someone's going to take the opportunity and post it. Is it going to be you? It could be you, the first person to do it. We're going to move all in as a group and look at it. Not just me, but you're going to get group feedback on it as well from the Facebook and the YouTube chat. So let's see it. What's up, by the way? What's going on? Andrea, Cristobal, shout out. Shout me out. Manly Man, I'm trying to build a Soul Sisters deck. Post a link to the list or post the list in the comments and we'll move all in. Everyone's attention will go on your deck and we'll do what we can to improve the strategy. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm continuing to work on this. I'm curious about splashing for some discard spells. Well, there's been these black-white plus Eldrazi lists that have been going around with Thought-Knot Seer, and they look kind of cool. Josh says deleted my link. YouTube doesn't necessarily allow link outs, I'm not sure. Josh, you could post it on the Facebook thread, or you could post the whole list. It might work better. Okay. I need a camera guy. Facebook people, what's up? Let's hear some noise. I'll shout you out. I will look at your deck list. Who's got one? Who wants feedback? Now's your chance. Seize the opportunity. Warrant instigator. Seize the opportunity, bros. Here we go. Josh Miller stepped up. Josh, let's take a look at what you're working on. Posted it in the Facebook. I see you, bro. Josh Miller. Okay, so we've got Shadows over Innistrad standard. Let's focus in on this, YouTube people. Josh, this is going to go up as a video as well, and there might be some comments on your list. So first thing, and I reiterate this constantly, is when I look at a list, the question is, what are you doing on turn 1? Because we know what other decks are doing on turn 1. What are you doing on turn 2? What are you doing on turn 3? What are you doing on turn 4? So the first thing I'm going to do when I'm looking at your list is, what are you doing on turn 1? So in this case, what are you doing on turn 1? Ojutai, no. Eldrazi, Skyspawner, no. Harbinger, no. Icefall, no. Reflector Mage, no. Sidisi's Faithful, maybe, actually. Here we go. Whirl Rogue, no. Mirror Mockery, no. Evolving Wilds, okay. So you're playing either Evolving Wilds tapped or maybe a Sidisi's Faithful. Okay, next thing, what are you doing on turn 2? Ojutai, no. Skyspawner, no. Maybe Harbinger? Probably not Mirror Mockery. Negate or Silumgar's Scorn. So you don't have a whole lot at 1 and 2. What are you doing on 3? Sky Spawner, Reflector Mage, okay. On 4, do you have any 4-drops? I don't see any. Okay, there's a Whirler Rogue. So the point is, it helps if it's cost sorted. It takes me longer to even figure out what the plan is, the feedback. Day 1 of Pro Tour finished in an epic way. Avacyn cast to terminate all hopes of winning. Shout out to the Pro Tour. We have a player at the Pro Tour in the Mastermind who unfortunately did not make the second day. But oh well. Yeah, so I always want to see cost sorted. It just makes it easier to see what your actual plan is. It makes it easier for other people to see what your plan is. I repeat this constantly, and I think that it's worth repeating constantly. I preach about cost sort. Practice, it did pretty decent. I did a couple times get turn 1 Faithful with Mirror Mockery on turn 2. Also, it helps if you want pros to give feedback, this is also in general, like Josh and everyone, we want to be able to get feedback from more people, right? The more feedback we get, the better. It's hard to get even people to look at our ideas generally because, hell man, there's so much competing for attention. So if people look at your list and it's cost sorted and presented nicely, they're more likely to look at it and give good feedback. Or they're also more likely to be able to understand what you're trying to do and give good feedback. So for everyone and for the next list, that will be helpful if it is cost sorted. Let's take a look at the sideboard. By the way, go ahead and post your list. If you're watching Magic for Good, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, post your list and we'll take a look at it as we continue with Josh's list here. So I see always watching in the sideboard. Go to ordering and click cost sort. How do I do that? Is that something that I can do? I can cost sort. Okay, so maybe I should need to. How do I do that? What's interesting is I've been telling people to cost sort their decks on Tapped Out for a week or 2 weeks now. No one has told me that I can cost sort, which is interesting. I want that kind of feedback. It doesn't offend me. I would like people to tell me, yo, dude, you can just cost sort it, and here's how you do it. The drop-down menu above the list. Ordering, here it is. Yeah, man, that's awesome, thanks. Yeah, what's shocking to me is that this is something. I didn't know that, man, and no one has told me in weeks of telling people this. Thank you, Josh, so much for saying that, because that would save us a lot of time, save me a lot of time. People are like, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. I don't care if you tell me I'm wrong. I'm wrong half the time because I have so many ideas, right? I want to be told. I want to be told the better way. My list is 60 forest feedback. Scott Carlson, cut 4 forests, put in Lost in the Woods, and start mulliganing, baby. You got this. Okay. Maybe ditch the white. Yeah, man. That is fascinating to me that people would let me get this far without telling me that I can cost sort. That's really fascinating to me. If I have something in my teeth, I want you to tell me that I have something in my teeth. If I'm being an asshole, tell me I'm being an asshole. Or at least if you think so. Okay. Yeah, Avatar, what's up? Avatar 9901, post your list. Just paste your list. Or a link to it, either way. Manly says, no offense, Josh, you might go with the black splash. I am offended by that idea. No, I'm not. I wouldn't have been offended either way. So, okay, it's an interesting list. Let's go ahead and take a look at it more in depth. So, it's a tempo deck. You've got Bounce and Reflector Mage. You've got Unblockability and Whirler Rogue. You've got Dragonlord, Odra On almost every turn I can bounce something and leave a body behind. Icefall Regent is good. So, yeah, Reflector Mage. You put Mirror Mockery on Reflector Mage, it's pretty sick. I really like that. I like Silumgar Scorn with the 7 dragons. Harbinger. CDC's Faithful is interesting because you put Mirror Mockery on it and it attacks, it bounces something. Corey Skinnin, you're up next. So here's my concern, Josh. Here's my big concern here. See, check it out. We're getting some feedback from other sources, and not everyone needs to be 100% correct. Just ideas are good. Okay, Josh, you have 7 5-drops, which is a lot, and only 24 lands. I can see a lot of the time you're going to get stuck on 3, 4 lands with 5-drops in hand. You do have Sky Spawner, which is going to help with that, and I would maybe even recommend moving to 4 Sky Spawner for that reason. I would recommend cutting some of the 5s, except you have Silumgar's Scorn, which cares about dragons. But generally, the more successful decks have either a descending curve, or it's just, we usually don't see 4 4-drops, 7 3-drops, 7 5-drops. So I'm slightly concerned about that. Avatar, I posted a rough black mid-range. Corey, we're going to take a look at it. Josh, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much for telling me about this cost sort feature. Again, I've been nitpicking people on this for weeks, and no one told me that, yo, you just click a button, bro. So I've looked like an ass the whole time, and you just saved me. Avatar, we can look at your list, but I recommend posting it in the Facebook thread. The reason being, it's not your fault, but YouTube has this dumbass formatting. It doesn't look good. It's hard to read. If you put Facebook formatting is a little bit better. So if you go to Magic for Good, it could work. Got a friend request from Michael Van Vliet. Is this a real person? It looks like they're in the army. I'm gonna confirm. Facebook has long not been about just my friends. Facebook's. By the way, I'm reading the book History of Facebook, and it's pretty fascinating what Facebook was and what it is no longer is. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Corey Skinnin, who posted a blue-black mid-range deck. What do y'all think about this? So we've got Tar Pit. Okay, I'm going to order it by cost sort. Well, once again, thank you, Josh Miller, for giving me the skinny on this. I'm going to exit out of Magic Online. We don't need this. I'm going to also, is there a way that I need a weight. Let's use the complete works of O. Henry, perhaps. How does this work? Oh, God. Broadcast pause. Oops, I fucked up and it was raining books. I'll just keep holding it with my hand. I'll look at the curve. Yeah, it's tricky because you have got the Silumgar Scorns, which really want dragons. But I think you could cut one. I would say, Josh, cut one, either the Ojutai or cut the third Regent. Probably the third Ojutai and put in the fourth Sky Spawner. That would improve the curve and it would give you an extra mana. Okay, looking at Corey Skinnon's list here. We also have a comment from, oh, not yet, from Bloodstained Mire, Creeping Tar Pit, Darkslick Shore. Okay, we've got a nice little blue-black list here. So I'm already seeing Bloodstained Mire is fine. It gets Watery Grave and Swamp. Okay. We've got Disfigure, Inquisition, Serum Vision's Thoughtseize on 1. So you've got a lot to do. You've got Discard, you've got Removal, you've got Draw. I like that. You've got Remand, Smother, Snapcaster Mage, Sword of the Meek, Thopter Foundry, Thing in the Ice, Damnation, Obliterator, Batterskull Tassiger. Okay. Avatar, or Corey. Okay. So, Corey, I think that we should focus this a little bit more. What I mean by that is, what's your win condition? Much love, Nick. Yo, we got two Jaces in the house. Manly Man and Nick Wesson. Corey, so you've got, like, what's your win condition here? Is it Obliterator? Is it Batterskull? Is it, why is it lagging so much? It's kind of interesting. You know what's lagging is my internet. Warning, high encoding. How's the stream look, by the way? Because it's giving me some warning messages. Okay. Yeah, you've got Obliterator, you've got Batterskull, you've got Tassiger, you've got Thopter Foundry, you've got Thing in the Ice, you've got Sword of the Meek. If you're gonna play Thing in the Ice, you probably want more instants and sorceries. You probably want to cut. So you're gonna have to choose something to cut. Are you gonna cut and focus down? You want to cut either. Yeah, I would say cut the sword combo, because you're going to have draws where you have Thing in the Ice and you have sword combo, or you draw Phyrexian Obliter in one part of the sword. By the way, the sword combo works best if you've got Thirst for Knowledge, you've got Muddle the Mixture, some way to dig it up, some way to discard it, and you have ways to other artifacts. Ideally, you want other artifacts as well, so that you can supercharge things. By the way, welcome and post your list. We've got, I've got another 10, 15 minutes here to look at deck lists. And by the way, if you find this useful and you're watching this later, you want real feedback, you're interested in joining the mastermind where we do this in depth, really in depth, 3 times a week, send me a message or go to mtgtraining.com/mastermind and you can apply there. It's really in depth. We give a lot of feedback and it's for serious players. It's also not free, but I just want y'all to know about that. It's a trade. Those of you who are really serious. Otherwise, you can join back in the live stream whenever, and we will help you with your strategy. What's up, Alex, Andrew, Vitkin, Pikachu? Yeah, man, show me your Pokemon list, and we will. Pika! Show me your Pokemon list, and we will see what we can to make it better. Okay, so we're looking at Corey's blue-black mid-range deck here, trying to make it better, make it more competitive. So you want more, if you're going to run Thing in the Ice as a finisher, you want more instants and sorceries, which would mean cutting the artifacts. If you're going to run Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry, then you want more artifacts and draw and discard. What's up, Cody Phipps? So you're going to bifurcate in 2 directions. Choose one and cut the other, and double down on it. Phyrexian Obliterator is fine. I don't know that you want 4. I think that it would make sense if you had Arena or Urborg, somewhere to fight, but as is, it's a good card, but 4 is a lot. Similarly with Batterskull and Tassiger. Your curve is really high for Modern, with 24 lands. You don't want 5 4-drops, probably. You don't want a 5-drop, and then those Tassigers. Other possible cards you could play instead, you could play more Snapcaster Mages. Not sure that I like Smother that much. You could play Doomblade or Go for the Throat, Ultimate Price. I like that. I like the Inquisition Thoughtseize Serum Vision package. Suggestions for instants or sorceries. Yeah, okay, so Mana Leak could be a good one. You could play a draw. If you keep the sword package, you could play Thirst for Knowledge to draw and discard cards. If you cut the sword for more work for Thing in the Ice, then Compulsive Research could be a good one of drawing 3. Cruel Ultimatum, Carlson says. I don't know about that. Victim of Night is an option. You could also play um, Thought Scour, powers your Tassiger and your Snapcaster Mage. I don't mind Thought Scour. You could run. You might want like a Cyclonic Rift could be okay. Some people really like that. Cody Phipps says, what about Bob? If you, yeah, well, the main question I would ask, Dark Confidant is a $100 Magic card. Do you own them or not? Perhaps. By the way, those of you on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube right now as well. We're doing the double dip. So if you're not on the YouTube channel, make sure to get on there. If you're on YouTube and you're not on the Facebook thread, make sure to get on there. What about Probe? Yeah, I like Gataxian Probe. However, Gataxian Probe is not quite as good when you have all this discard because Gataxian Probe's best function is giving information, and you already are getting information from discard. I might prefer another Thoughtseize before Gataxian Probe, but it could be an option. So here's another couple things. Money is not an issue. Money is not an issue. Okay, well, if money's not an issue, here's some other options as well. You're playing Phyrexian Obliterator. I like playing Urborg and Arena. If you don't know what Arena is, it's a land that lets Obliterator fight. If you're going to play Obliterator, might as well make it fucking insane. And Urborg facilitates that nicely. You could play 2 or 3 Urborg, and you could play 1 Arena. And that would be a way to beef your deck up without really doing a whole lot. You could... I think Damnation could move to the sideboard, maybe. Yeah, Arena is really sweet. That's if you're gonna continue with the Obliterator plan, which I like. Yeah, I like Thought Scour, 2 Tassiger, Batterskull. You just have too many win conditions. You can move Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek to the sideboard and bring it in certain matchups. You know what I like about Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek? Is it's weak to Abrupt Decay, but the rest of your deck is immune to it, so you can sideboard it. Cody likes Bobs and more spells. I don't like Bob that much here because it is vulnerable to Lightning Bolt when otherwise the deck is really good against it. We don't want to build in a weakness against one of our strengths. Also, life payment in this blue-black deck, we're not super aggro. Jund gets away with it because it closes the game so fast with Raging Ravine and Glyph. This deck would drain a lot of life and can't necessarily win fast, so I don't love it. Counter package, yeah, I think you could use some more Mana Leaks, or maybe Dispel, or maybe Spell Pierce. By the way, we're going to work on Corey's deck until someone else posts their list. If you have a list, now is the time to post it. Corey, Spell Snare is okay. I personally have never been a huge fan of Spell Snare, but that's personal preference. Spell Snare is proven, it's won a lot of things, it's done well, so I recommend it. Disdainful Stroke, Mana Leak's just better in Modern. A lot of decks don't play anything that costs 4, so, or almost everything costs 3 or less. You got a deck, post your list. Corey, if you're interested in the mastermind and getting some more consistent feedback like this from a group, send me a message on Facebook or on YouTube can work, and we'll talk about it if you're interested. It's a way to shortcut you if you find this helpful. Any room for Liliana? So Liliana is good here, but it's another card that doesn't combo with Thing in the Ice. It's another card that doesn't, Liliana maybe is a sideboard card. Okay. By the way, there's no sideboard here, so it's as a rough list. We're going to move on, Corey. Thank you. We're going to move on to Avatar 9901 here.
I'm interested. But my main recommendation is cut some of the win conditions for more interaction, instants, and sorceries, and draw. And you can, there isn't one way to do that. You've got a few options of bifurcation, but send me a message as well, and we'll see what we can do. Yo, I'm trying to get to Avatar's list now. As you can see, it was posted. Heartless. This list is not working. Avatar, why don't you, I'm going to go ahead and look at it, the thing you posted in the chat, but why don't you, if you have Facebook, go post it on the Facebook thread right now. Perilous Mirror, Palace Familiar, Surveilling Sprite, I don't know what all these cards do. Grim Harrispec, Psalm Amacrum, Falconwrath Noble, Grave Pact. This is a cool deck. Shit's hard to read though. Thanks, you've been helpful. Send me a message, bro. Falconwrath Noble. I won't necessarily get to it for a while, though. I've got a bunch of other stuff going on today. Falconwrath Noble is cool. Mind if I see? Aristocrats Fodder. Can anyone get that link to work? I'm trying to go to the Heartless Modern, but the link doesn't work. MTG decks. HTTP. Tapped-out.net. Lots of stuff with death triggers. Where exactly? Go to Magic. Oh, this is annoying. Go to Magic for Good on Facebook, or send me a message to Travis Wizard, or send me a message on Travis D Woo on Facebook, or if someone else can jump in with the list before then, we'll take a look at it. Who's working on something? I need an assistant to hold this camera. My hand is. Yo, shout out to Daily Business Hustle if Alex Vitkin's still here. Shout out to the Mastermind. We got some activity going on. As you were naming them off, I can get the list up either. Well, the list is here. It's just kind of hard to read. It's split between 3 comments, and the link doesn't work. So until we can get that to work, if someone else has a list, jump in. It doesn't, I guess, doesn't need to be cost sorted. Okay, let's go to T Wizard on Facebook. If you're not following Travis Wizard, make sure to join. Couple messages. What's up? Tapped-out.net. Let's see what's up with James Manning. James Manning sends this photo. I'll acknowledge that I saw it. I always like to respond to things. Yo. Alright, Ricardo, we're going to look at your deck. It says not found. Your link doesn't work, bro. Fix your link. Page not found. Post the list. Cost sorted. Someone else? Anyone? Who's got a list? Wants feedback. Wants to make it better. Who wants a shortcut? Who wants to save time? Post it. Post it on the Magic for Good. Post it on YouTube. Yeah, by the way, updates. So for my playthroughs, I'm going to try live streaming all of them. Is it marked private? Yeah, maybe your list is private. That could be why. Someone else got it. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing with my new deck on Sunday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday. It's going to be live, but it's going to crystallize as a YouTube video, just like the rest of them. Okay. So, if no one has another list, thoughts on Thing and Ice so far? It seems really strong. I've been seeing it in Standard. Obviously, it's doing well in Standard. I've been seeing it in Modern, and it seems strong in Modern too. My thoughts on it are it's living up to the hype. It is turns into a big monster. It's not that hard to flip, and it clears the board. It is a little bit higher variance than Young Pyromancer, but the reward is much, much greater. So my thoughts on Thing in the Ice is fantastic. Who's got a list? Who's got a list? Alright, we're about to go to Avatar 9901. By the way, I just want to check something out. Message requests. Okay. Check it out here. Okay, we're going to cost sort it. Thank you, Josh Phillips, converted cost, for telling me that. Again, I got so far without anyone telling me. I appreciate you. Okay. Hype, hype, hype. Cody Phillips, glad you're here. But other people are going to be able to see this as a YouTube video. I don't know if this is going to make a great YouTube video compared to really curated planned stuff. So leave me a comment if you're watching this later. I expect that this is going to have less duration than most of the videos, which is fine. Or less retention or whatever, but who knows? It's an experiment. This is my first time doing this on YouTube, right? It's an experiment. So we've got Pluta Delta, Sunken Ruins, Verdant Catacombs. We're looking at a Heartless deck. Go for the Throat, Heartless Summoning. Palace Familiar for a blue draws a card. Perilous Mirrors deals 2 damage. Surveilling Sprite draws a card. Ultimate Price, Dismember, Grim Haruspex, Damnation. Noble, Harvester of Souls. Okay, I'm going to give you some feedback here. So, Grave Pact. One thing you might want to consider at the top end is Massacre Worm, Avatar. That thing does a fuck ton of damage. Also, you might want to consider going Infinite if you're playing Heartless Summoning. I see you drawing a lot of cards, and if you have Falkenrath Noble, you're draining them. Grave Pact, you're drawing double cards, you're making them sacrifice. It's pretty sweet. I recommend Mirror Retriever. Why Mirror Retriever? If you have 2 Mirror Retrievers, they loop each other, and if you've got a Grim Haruspex, you draw your deck. If you have Falkenrath Noble, you drain them out. So it doesn't do much without Heartless Summoning, and it doesn't do much necessarily without 2. Oh, it's still going to retrieve Perilous Mirror. Yeah, I highly recommend playing Mirror Retriever in here. It's going to give you an infinite draw and an infinite drain list. Thomas Dugan is probably going to be our last list here. We are going to look at what you're up to, bro. Bro! Thomas Dugan, let's check it out. Bro! Okay, what else can we say about this? You have a lot of 4 drops, maybe more than we want. I'm not sure we need Dismember. What if you played Shriekmaw instead? Shriekmaw's a little bit more exciting with Heartless Summoning. Yeah, I would say Shriekmaw over Dismember. Probably it's on theme. Mr. Tetris, how long have I been live? About 30-40 minutes actually. I'm going to start doing this. I already have been doing this on the YouTube channel, but I'm going to start doing this every day or every couple times a week. I'm not sure. It's an experiment. I like to experiment. I missed it. You didn't miss it, bro. Because this is going to turn into a video, and you can watch the video, the whole thing, if you want to. Okay, what else can we say about this? What can we cut? Oscar, man, I don't know if we can get to all these. Awesome that we're getting list submissions now. Wormcoil Engine is good. I think Wormcoil Engine, Avatar, you can move to the sideboard against decks you really need it. You're actually a combo deck, is what I see, where with Heartless Summoning, you're comboing the fuck off, and you don't necessarily need Wormcoil or Damnation. I think you might want to cut both of those. That could get your Mirror Retrievers. I think you can turn Dismember and maybe one of these Solemns into a Shriekmaw. I'm not sure you really need Solemn at all. I'm also interested in Muddle the Mixture. Muddle the Mixture can be used to transmute for your Heartless Summoning or a Mirror Retriever, which seems important because your deck really badly needs Heartless Summoning, and right now it just kind of relies on drawing it. So I recommend muddle the mixture, maybe over the Sprite or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I would say move your removal to Venser, Shaper Savant, or move it to Shriekmaw. It's more on theme. It's more strategic. It's more synergistic. What do you guys think? Yeah, we're going to move on now to Thomas Dugan's list. The main thing I would say about this list is I really like the synergy, and I would say double down on your synergy. Cut the things that are not so synergistic, which is Wormcoil Engine, Damnation, perhaps Dismember, Go for the Throat Ultimate Price. Get some Mirror Retrievers in here. Try out Shriekmaw or Venser or Mole Drifter. Mole Drifter's fucking sick here. Mole Drifter's way sick here. Play around with the combos a bit more, and I like it overall. It's fun. Maybe muddle the mixture. So cool list, Avatar 90. Thank you for participating. And again, if you are interested in the mastermind, getting more feedback, not like 5 minutes, but 30 minutes with a closed group live on call multiple times a week, plus a small close-knit forum, send me a message. We've got about 50 people in there, and we're planning on closing it up for a bit at 60, so there's not infinite slots. It's not for everyone, by the way. I don't mean to spam on it, but I know some of you are interested and just want to let you know. So we're going to quickly look at Thomas Dugan and Oscar's deck. So Thomas has this Grixis list. Okay, we've got Ancestral Vision, Inquisition, Serum Visions, Command, Lightning Bolt, Remand, Spell Snare, Terminate, Thought Scour. Order it by cost. Let's do that. Converted mana cost. Thank you, Josh Miller, once again for that advice. By the way, if you made it to this point on YouTube, watch these things in 2x speed with closed caption. If you're on the computer, it will save you time. Okay, cost sort here. 2 Tar Pit, Lightning Bolt, Serum Vision, Spell Snare, Thought Scour, 2 Tastiger, 1 Dark Dwellers, 2 Pia, Terminate. Okay, this seems like generally strong strategy. Thomas, here's a few bits of ideas. Why not 4 Ancestral Vision? Ancestral Vision seems way stronger than Serum Visions here. Serum Visions isn't very exciting. You have you do have Snapcaster Mage. But you don't need to snap Serum Visions. Serum Visions is more for digging, and you can maybe get away with more Thing in the Ices. Cut a Serum Visions for an Ancestral Vision. It's more powerful with what you're doing. You arguably don't even need Serum Visions. Similarly, what is Thought Scour doing for you? This Thought Scour could be another Serum Vision. You only have 2 Tassigurs and 1 Dark Dwellers to take advantage of Thought Scour. You really don't need it at all, but you could get away with 3 or whatever. So cut the Thought Scour for Ancestral Visions. Look at the list here. You've got Remand, Snapcaster, Terminate, Thing in the Ice, Colgan's Command. Pia, 2 Pia is a little weird to me. 2 Tassigur. They're legends, so I don't know. I think 2 is okay. What is that? Text message. Okay. From my buddy Tom Mercer. Me and him are scheming on some stuff. Yeah, I think you could use more 2-drops as well. You've got a really nice lean curve. And that, I'd be tempted to just cut Thought Scour, turn 1 into Ancestral Visions, turn 3 into maybe another Terminate, another Remand, maybe a Mana Leak, a Colgan's Command. You've got Inquisition. I wouldn't mind some hard counter spells here like Mana Leak. And then from there, figure out your sideboard. But this is a sound strategy. I also don't love Dark Dwellers here as much as I would in some decks. No, actually, I like Dark Dwellers. This is why you want 4 Visions. It's insane with Dark Dwellers, right? I like it. Also, I would look at this Inquisition and consider that maybe one should be a Thoughtseize. But you don't want to necessarily pay a whole lot of life. So I hope you find that helpful, Thomas. I think it's a good strategy. And then the last list we're going to look at here is Oscar from Facebook. Oscar has another Grixis. No, that can't be right. That's the same one. Thomas. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh this. Take a look at Thomas's list. Or Oscar's list here. Oscar's got Platinum Angel. Okay, we'll start by cost sorting. Once again, thank you, Josh Miller. I was lecturing so many people. Can one person just lecture me? Tell me I'm wrong. I like to hear it. I've got thick skin now. Well, I've always had thick skin about things that are actually helpful. I do have thin skin about trolls still, but less so. Okay, so we've got mono blue Tron, or blue-white Tron. What are the white cards here? Probably gifts, I would assume. 2-drop, 4-drop, Supreme Verdict. Weird. So there's some weird stuff going on to me here. So, first of all, if you're going to run a mana base with islands and hallowed fountains, you could use Celestial Colonnade, I like, potentially. Celestial Colonnade gives you some finishing power. Tom. Rise and grind, as Damon John says. You can use, I'm going to have to post up my mono blue merfolk. Raymond, a Crucible Companion asks, I love you. I love you. I love you from the heart. MTG Lion's going to do a collab with you. Cool. Okay. Man, I'm way excited about other projects going on. I got to get going very soon. Actually, I need to talk to my buddy Mike, who we're doing personal development work today. So this is the last list. Raymond, I can't look at it, but catch me tomorrow. Am I jealous of doing a collab with MTG Lion? I already did a collab. I already did a collab with MTG Lion. I'm not jealous, yo. Okay, last bit here. Urza's, yeah, play maybe Celestial Colonnade, Flooded Strand, Seachrome Coast. I think that if you have access to Gifts Ungiven, it's perfect here. Right, a lot of people do this. If you're already playing white, gifts for your Angel or your Emporium or your Sundering Titan or your Iona, your Elishnorn, whatever, and put it right into playoff on Burial Rites. If you don't know what that combo is, look it up. I like Path, I like Expedition Map, Repeal, Serum Visions, Remand, Talisman, Treasure Mage. 4 Treasure Mage seems like a lot, but it's gassy as fuck. Bruh. Batterskull. Kobold deck. We do need to make a Kobold deck. Okay. Yeah, that's what I would say is I don't understand the advantage of not playing gifts here. It seems like you're already blue-white, so I would say play gifts. But I got a roll. Thank you all. I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you want serious feedback, not like 5-minute bits, but 30 minutes, how are you sideboarding? Let's take a look at your sideboarding plans. What is your sideboard? How are you tweaking in this strategy? You want that in depth, not just me, but a couple other pros as well. We have a mastermind where we work on this multiple times a week, and we have a private forum, and we've got secret preparation tips. Send me a message right now if you're into that. We have a few slots left right now. It's not for everyone, it's for action takers, and it's a value trade as well because it's really in depth, a lot more. For everyone else, thank you all for participating. For the few I see on the message, cool. YouTube, if you watch all the way to the end, let me know what you think about this format. It's not an everyday thing, it's an occasional thing. And it is a fun thing. So, peace. I'll see y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Love you. Leave me comments, send me messages, and we will be in contact. Adios. See ya.